Okay, and we're back with another, Steins Gate. Okay, so remember last time that when we, basically when we were, basically trying to save Mayuri, and we failed every single time. Okay, but then, okay, Okabe gave up. Okay, in a sense, and he was with Kurisu, and he actually poured his heart out a bit. Okay. And Kurisu feels, pity, and then she kind of knows that, that Okabe, he actually, time leaps, okay? Because looking at his actions, okay, he kind of guessed that this happened, and he already told Kurisu about what had happened. So they say that now they gotta, need to have more time, okay? So she's asked Okabe to go back again, but this time, okay, right before they completed the time leap machine, and tell her about this thing, okay, about the whole plan, okay, and she'll probably somehow understand it, okay, because it is her idea, and in a sense, you just give her a clue, and she probably get the picture of it, okay. So now let's load back again. Oops. Give me a second. I think I didn't lock my game capture. Okay, there it is. Okay. Now, time to go back to Steins Gate. This on, right? The volume and stuff. Just want to double check for a second. Oh boy. Yep, it is on. The thing is that Steins Gate only support 90 basically support 720p, okay. I mean 10p. So it's a bit, when I tap out, it's going to be a sort of a resolution change. So there may cause some problems here and there. Okay, now give me a second. Now let's back. So now he time leaped back in time, right before Kurisu completed the time leap machine. I lay back on the sofa with my phone in my hand, needles in my brain, a whining in my ears. These sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's about 1:45. There's a high school baseball game on TV. In about 15 minutes, Kurisu will finish the time leap machine. All it needs are some final adjustments, so there's nothing for me to do but wait. But the pain in my brain subsides. I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Brown in which he introduced his fist to my skull. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, working on her costume. Daru is at his computer, collecting more moe artwork from the internet. Kurisu is in the development room, upgrading the time leap machine. I sit motionless as the minutes tick by. Suddenly the sound of sewing machine stopped.
Okari, ちょっと来て。
Mayuri shows me her costume.
これをね、持っててくれないかな。こうしてピローンって広げて。
What?
まゆし、今のビローンもう一度。
What?
ピローン。
ビローンいただきました。
もうやだこの変態。
I follow Mayuri's direction and spread the costume out by the sleeves.
ありがとう。
Mayuri looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But then she smiles brighter than the sun.
できた。
I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember.
クリスちゃんより先にできたよ。競争してたんだ。
負けたわ、まゆり。お見事ね。
お見事ね。
でもこっちももう終わりよ。完成。
Alright, that's my cue.
実験はしない。
Crap, was that? Yep, that is pretty. It feels like this is premature ejaculation. The moment here, you should have waited at least a bit more. It's just like, bursting out like that out of the blue. It's kind of like, a, yeah, it is a bit of premature ejaculation thingy.
いきなり全否定とか。私が何のために苦労して作ったと思ってんのよ。
タイムリープには問題が山積みだ。その点についてじっくり検証したい。
あんたにしてはまともな意見だな。
Kinda.
何が問題なのかな。完成したんじゃないの？
詳しくは後日説明する。今日はみんな疲れているだろうから解散にしよう。
解散にしよう。
完成祝いにちょっとでもパーッとやったりしないの？
No.
それも後日だ。
I managed to convince Daru and Mayuri to leave. I lent Mayuri my phone charger since we use the same brand of phone. Kurisu tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back.
何？
不満か？
不満だよ。Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She feels relief later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implication.
俺は5時間後から来た。
5時間後から来た。Kurisu spears me with a piercing glare.
何の冗談？
Well, it's actually not 5 years. Like he repeated. Should have mentioned that he repeated the cycle over and over and over and over again. That way, at least like she has something to base it on.
睨むな。お前言っていることが全然違うではないか。何が？
は？何そのバカっぽいセリフ。
5時間後のお前が言ったんだぞ。
捏造しないで。私が多分信じるみたいな論理性皆無の発言するわけないでしょ。
I like to have a word with the future Kurisu. If this is how you're going to be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word.
タイムリープが成功したことを聞かされたお前は何の疑問もなく自分の理論は間違ってなかったって思えた。成功してよかったって思えたとも言った、そもそも電話レンジを改良してタイムリープマシンを作ったのは私なのだぜ。
私はそんなのだぜ。
お前が今一番欲しいものは
マ
イフォークである。
マイフォーク。Kurisu face suddenly turns red.
マイスプーンはすでに持っているそうだな。
マイスプーン。
そんなことまで話したのか？恨むぞ、5時間後の私。
She appears genuinely shocked for some reason, but I'm pretty sure she believes me now.
心の中を覗き見されたような気分よ。しかもよりによって岡部にと。
What does she think I'm going to do?
でもあんたの言うことは信じて良さそうね。詳しく聞かせて。
I explain everything to Kurisu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better since this is my second time.
なるほどね。あんたの言うことが事実ならかなりまずい状況だな。
There are five hours until Mayuri's death. We need to come up with a plan before then.
5時間後の私は時間順序保護仮説かもって言ってたらしいけど、それともちょっと違う気がする。
Well, it is like kind of like protecting it. Like, remember how you know that they met fairies because how should I say this? Because of Mei Queen Nyanyang, and even though at this timeline, okay, ever since it's been screwed up, they still met and they're still friends, okay? And how did that happen? So basically, they're trying to protect its timeline, in a sense.
あの仮説は因果率が狂う恐れがあるから、タイムトラベルの可能性は量子論により否定されるっていうものよ。でもタイムリープの場合、タイムパラドックスはそもそも起きない。
Why? Two of me doesn't exist at the same time. I can't bring anything with me to the past. Just the memories. Yeah. So at the very least, time leaping can cause a grandfather paradox. But that doesn't explain, how... Okay. Can cause
や
a
はり世
grandfather...
界の意志だ。宇宙そのものが検閲をするかのように、俺が歪ませた地上の修正を行っているとしか思えない。
Can you please stop talking like that?
だとしたらタイムリープじゃマユリは救えないっていうことになる。何をしたって修正されちゃうんだから。
Yeah, that the world will always try to correct itself. Like, without doubt, originally she was supposed to be shot, but then like hit by a car, and then hit by a train, and then stabbed. All of those things.
そんなのは認めない。
同意するわ。世界の意思説は非現実的すぎる。私は支持したくない。
多世界解釈ならどうだ。マイリが死なない可能性を観測できれば解決だ。
多世界解釈か。マユリの死に方がいつも違うっていうのは関係あるのかな。でも重ね合わせ状態になっているいくつもの可能性世界は相互観測が不可能なのに、あんたはどうして観測できてるの？
But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other.
それはこの俺の特殊能力でリ
Come
ーディン
on.
グシュタイナーが。
ダメだこいつ、早く何とかしないと。
Thank you. Thank you.
他に説明のしようがない。
特殊能力ってあんたね、もしかしてそれ本気で言ってたのか？
ふざけているつもりはないぞ。
Our demon experiment proved that I can somehow perceive changes in the timeline when they occur. It's an ability only I seem to possess.
特殊能力だかなんだか知らないけど、そんな不確定的なものを頼る気にはなれない。だいたいどの可能性を観測するかを制御しようがないんだから、多世界解釈だろうがなんだろうが、マユリが死なない可能性に至るのは無理よ。
待て、これでは話が進まないではないか。解釈の話はいいから、俺たちにできることを考えるべきだ。
タイムリープじゃ結果は変えられない。さっきそう言った。
じゃあどうするんだ。
落ち着け。
落ち着いていられるか。俺が一体何度マユリの死を目の当たりにしたと思ってるんだ。あいつが無残に血を流して生き絶えていくのを俺は目の前で何度も見ていたんだ。
That's what happened when you try to
何度も
play God many times.
見ていることしかできなかったんだ。
You want the world to be thrown into chaos, so yeah. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness makes me want to lash out at everything within reach.
感情に身を任せてたって何も解決しない。
当事者じゃないからそんなに冷静でいられるんだろう。
そうね。私には5時間後のことはわからない。正直なところ実感が湧かない。でもあんたの言ってることを信じてないわけじゃない。岡部がしっかりしなきゃ。
Ritsu pats my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her.
悪かった。
American? I thought it was like, you mean by American, like shooting people out. Just right, getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm
そ
down.
もそも原因が違うのに必ず同じ結果に至るというのが消せない。因果が歪んでいるとしか思えない。
マユリの死の原因は桐生萌香が発砲するじゃなくて、もっとマクロなことなんじゃない？
Is it?
タイムマシンを作ったことか、あるいはセルンにハッキングしたことがバレたことあたりね。その結果としてマユリが死ぬ。そう考えるなら因果は歪んでないって言える。
苗に背中を押されて電車にひかれるのもそれで説明できるの。
あ、そっか。でも因果律は絶対のルールなのよ。それを否定したら全ての物理学も否定されてしまう。
Wait, if this idea is true, then like the butterfly effect won't work because like no matter what, the world's gonna correct itself. So think about it like this. Like the idea of if you kill your grandparents, like in a sense, you're still gonna be born. You know, that's what doesn't make sense about this. You know, why might we have to die every single time, even by different circumstances.
だから必ずマユリが死ぬのには原因がある。
Why?
その原因さえわかるならなんとかなるかも。
Yeah.
そうでもない。
Not really?
どういうことだ。
その原因となる出来事がいつ起こったというのが問題になってくる。
Because they, you know, Mayuri did die, you know, at different times, but roughly around this time, around the same time period.
あまり時間が経っているようだと対処できないわ。
タイムリープマシンがあるから携帯電話を持っている時代の範囲内ならどこへでも戻れるはずだろう。
But if you travel, you know, too far back, then you're gonna have, you know, you're gonna have to wait, you know, basically like go through life until this same point in time.
戻れない。予測だけどタイムリープマシンは一度に最長で48時間しか跳躍できない。
Okay. 48 hours, you can only go back 2 days?
なぜ今さらそんなことを。
今さらってタイムリープマシンが完成したのはついさっきじゃない。
That's true.
5時間後のお前も言わなかった。
ああ、そういうことか。言い出すタイミングがなかったのかも。
Oh.
で48時間しか飛べない理由は。
わからない。私もマシンのすべての原理や構造を理解して作ったわけじゃないから。
Ah, come on.
連続での跳躍は可能よ。タイムリープマシンが存在している限りね。例えば10年後までタイムリープマシンが壊れずに残っていたのなら10年の時間を遡ってくることはできる。
Okay, let me see. That is, as long as the time limit machine exists, for example, if the time limit machine remains functional 10 years from now, okay.
単純計算で1825回タイムリープする必要があるからかなりのリスクになりそうだけど、とにかく理論上は可能なの。
Wait, does this mean there's going to be a future where somebody actually like time leap back to this point, like maybe like 3 to 5 years in time?
だったら何も問題は。
大あり。言ったでしょ、タイムリープマシンが存在している限りって。あのマシンはいつ完成した？
Just now.
あ、
そう、ほんの1時間前、2010年8月13日の午後2時ぐらい。それ以前には存在していないマシンを使うのは今日の2時以降じゃないと不可能なのよ。
But the future can travel back to the past. Your
つまり
present.
過去方向へは8月11日の14時までしか行けないと。
Oh yeah, another thing, Japanese, like, they'll use the 24-hour system. So like, okay, we'll meet at 1600 hours, something like that. And it's very annoying for me, you know, like, because like, I'm too used to like the 12-hour thing,
おそらく
most likely.
改良できないのか。
将来的にできるかもしれないけど今のこの状況じゃ無理。もっときちんとした設備のあるところでお金をたくさん使ってきちんとしたパーツを使えばなんとかなるかもしれないけど、それをやろうとしてもどうせセルンに潰されると思う。
Yep.
未来の私かあんたが未だにタイムリープしてきていないという回で証明終了かな。
Okay. So basically,
結局何もできないということではないか。タイムリープマシンがあっても5時間後にマユリがセルに殺される運命は結局避けられないのかよ。
well, he did want, you know, this kind of like crazy madness, chaos all. At that moment, I hear a rustling from outside the window. What? Is it Moika? Does she overhear us? I dash to the window and down the street. Suzuha. The bicycle has fallen over and she's scurrying to pick it up. I guarantee that she hears it, okay? Just a moment. Okay, let me just check something. Okay. Eyes met.
あいつ
Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. It looks like she's whispering something, but I can't make it out from here.
おい
I call out to Suza, but she leaps on her bike and zips away. She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Moeka was a spy. Could Suza be the same? She tried to help you! It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Suza has exhibited a suspicious behavior, though not as much as Moeka has. She's openly hostile towards Kurisu, and she was able to take down SERN's hit squad single-handedly. I wonder if this missing father of hers really exists. Could he be the John Titor who's been posting on the internet? What is the meaning of the name Barrel Titor? Instinct tells me that she knows something. I dash out of the lab.
ちょっとどこ行くの?
I know I don't have much of a chance catching her off foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. According to my memories of the future, Suza is supposed to remain at the Round 2 workshop until 6:30 this evening. But when she heard me talking to Kurisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. This has to mean something. Suza was already out of sight when she left. She was headed for Chiodori. I wonder if her phone's on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word, just an email saying bye. I searched the town but I couldn't find her, so I sent a demon that changed in the past in order to make her stay. I'm pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened to that timeline? Where did Suza go after failing to find her father? I searched up and down Hyodori but find no trace of Suza and her bike. Okay, I have to be careful. There could be rounders here in Akiba. They are already here. I combed the area around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her here before, so I thought she might be close by. Maybe I should corner her on my next time leap, press her on the answers before she can escape. I better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone looking up at the sky. No, not the sky. The satellite embedded in the roof of Radican. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks. It's practically a landmark now. But everyone looks like they are seeing it for the first time. So I turn up and look up too. The lights on the satellite are blinking. Is someone in sight? Ooh. Well, if you remember, when she disappeared last time, okay, after failed to finding her father, the satellite also like made some commotion, you know. The satellite has remained silent through all of my previous time leap. Nope, this one. What has changed? Obviously, the fact that Suza overheard my conversation with Kurisu. Previously, I lost sight of her at the station. In other words, right next to the Radican. Suza must be up there. Everyone's staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Moeka. I summon my courage and crawl through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suza's bike lying on the floor. What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I check online, no satellites fell out of orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It's impossible for one to land in such perfect condition. Perfect? So what is it then? A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Suza does something. The elevator and escalator aren't operating, so I bound the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs gas and legs burn, but I force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite lodged in the Radican's roof. I know these wires holding it in place. The police must have done that so it wouldn't fall. Where's the wires? I can't see. Is there any? Oh well. There's a hatch open on the side of the time machine. I see someone moving inside.
Suza!
The person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite. Suza turns to me with a sad expression. Behind her, I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simpler, without the switches and buttons you expect. Instead, there's a black box the size of a desktop PC. There are numbers on the screen: 2010, 813, and below that, 1708, 13. And 1975, 0813. Suza reaches out and presses the button. Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back, her fingertips burn.
何をしている？
動かない。
動かし方を知っているのか？
He doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag.
動かないよ。
Those sparks had to be from electricity short. My eyes are burning from the smoke.
答えろ。天音鈴は
I swallow hard, then ask the
こ
question.
れはタイムマシンだな。お前はタイムトラベラーなのか？
Dum dum dum. With her head hung low, Suza nods.
私がジョン・タイターだよ。
Screenshot. There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building from on the side facing away from the station. Suza has calmed down a bit, so I start pressing her for answers.
お前がジョン・タイターとはどういうことだ？
そのまんまの意味だよ。アットチャンネルに書き込んでたジョン・タイターはさ、私なの。
男だと思っていた。
Well, this name's John after all. Smiles humorously.
まんまと騙された？カムフラージュの意味もあるんだよね。
何から隠れようとしていた？
セルン。
ジョン・タイターとして書き込んだことはもしかして？
そう。一部を除いてほとんどが事実。
What are those exceptions?
お前は2036年から来たというのか？あの人工衛星、いやタイムマシンに乗って。
Dun dun dun.
本当は正体明かさないままでいようと思ったんだけどさ、よりによってマシンが故障してるなんて。完全に私の失策だ。
だがタイターのタイムマシンはシボルエに積まれていたはず。
Chevy.
シボルエ？車だっけ？それどこからの情報？
You.
2000年に現れたタイターが自分でそう言った。
2000年？それもしかすると別の世界線の私かもね。少なくとも私は2000年には行ってない。2036年からまっすぐここに来た。
So it was someone else? It's true that Titor never posted in 2000, not on the current world line. It doesn't matter. I can worry about that later.
お前は何を知っている？
I press Suza for answers, trapping her between me and the wall so she can't escape.
さっき俺とクリスの話を聞いていたな。なぜあんなに慌ててタイムマシンに向かった？
私のせいかと思って。
Why?
何？
私がここでのんびりしてたせいでセルンの好きにさせちゃったんだ。
I can understand that.
本当なの？
Suza suddenly grabs my shoulders.
椎名真由里があと数時間後にセルンに殺されるって本当？
事実だ。俺は5時間後からタイムリープしてきた。
タイムリープ？
Wait. I think that there is a chance to save Mayuri. Right? Remember that in the original timeline where, before all of this happens, okay? Where they were at the Dr. Nakabachi's, how should I say this? Press conference, okay? And during that time, okay, things goes on as usual, okay? But, okay, what happened was Okabe found, Kurisu's, dead body. Like, since it is possible to save, maybe?
君たちのタイムマシン完成したんだ。
それより答えろ。お前の生とはどういうことなんだ？
Is it that direct line to CERN?
全部話すよ。話さなくちゃいけないと思う。君とマキセ・クリスには。
クリス? Okay, why Kurisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Suzuha talk. Okay, we should head back to the lab. But first, I offer Suzuha my handkerchief. She looks at me for a second, then takes it and ties it around her burned hand.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, her fingertips got burned, if I'm not mistaken. She should probably see a doctor about her hand, but there's no time for that. Mayuri's death is approaching. I just hope she's not in too much pain. I wrap a towel around her hand just to keep people around us from staring. Wait, burn?
おかりんおかえり。すずさんも一緒だったんだね。
I thought we sent them back already. When we get back, Mayuri and Daru are there for some reason. I thought I sent them home. Mayuri gives me a ditzy answer when I ask
やっ
them.
ぱりね、スーパー電話レンジちゃんの完成祝いはするべきだよ。
Yeah, it's like, you know, the timeline is like trying to like course correct it. So
ということで、ダルくんと二人で買い出ししてね、帰ってきたの。
I should have known she wouldn't stay away. Crystal looks as worried as I am. She leans close and whispers to my ear.
どうする?
Send them
マ
back.
ユリには絶対事情を知られないようにするんだ。
Crystal nods slightly.
何こそこそ話してるん？
と、
何度も言うが、完成祝いはしない。
I doubt they will actually take this seriously. You know, like, they just want to have fun.
おかりん、付
See?
き合い悪いよ。
そういう問題ではなく、
And I glanced at Suzuha.
すずさん、元気ないけどどうかしたの？
これから俺とクリスティーナとスズハで重要な話をする予定でな。だからお前たちには帰ってもらったのだ。
マユシーも聞きたいよ。
Remember one thing that Mayuri, you know, said? She felt, you know, how should I say this? Left out because like everybody's like, she feel left out because everybody's like doing all the science experiments, like, and she feel like, you know, they're getting away further and further.
いや、マ
Maybe
ユ
that's
シ
part of it.
空気読んだ方がよくね？
でも、すずさん落ち込んでるみたいだし、なんだかね、マユシーは心配なのです。ごめんね。
Suzuha hangs her head and bites her lip. I know she feels responsible for Mayuri's death, but how is it related? That's what I'm here to find out.
椎名真由里と橋田至にも聞いてもらいたい。二人にも関係ある話だと思うし。
Seriously? If Suzuha says so, then I have no objections. But I quietly pull her aside and remain her not to tell them about Mayuri's impending death. Then I quickly explain Suzuha's true identity, that she's posted on our channel as John Titor, and that the satellite is really a time machine that she came from the year 2036. Maybe they're just gonna like not take it seriously at first.
私も名乗り出ないとフェアじゃないでしょ。
Wow. Let me guess. Then I'll need to tell him. I am. We know. You are Hyo in Kyoma.
ならば俺もそれに習おう。俺は王王院京馬というマナで。
それは知ってる。あ、ハモった。
Surprised, but she must not like having anything in common with Kurisu. She clears her throat and continues.
セルンは2036年でも研究機関だよ。世界を支配してるのはセルンのバックにいる300人委員会ってやつら。
300人委員会実在したのか。
The name of SERN's top secret documents?
セルンがタイムマシーン開発に成功したことで、彼らは時間っていう4つ目の次元に干渉できる唯一の存在になった。
So time, so like...
その結果、たった2年で世界の秩序は全て塗り替えられたってわけ。
That's 2 years, but that's only in objective time. I bet CERN's time travelers spent many decades leaping back and forth across history, building the foundation of CERN's rule.
そんでもってマキセ・クリス、
Suzuka glares at Kurisu.
2036年において君はタイムマシンの母として崇敬されている。
数形？
日本語で OK。
日本語でYuki.
崇敬、崇め、敬われているってこと。
She keeps using unusual vocabulary, or that's the normal vocabulary in the
敬われ
2036.
てって私が
2010年にタイムリープの概念を史上初めて発見し、その後もセルンのタイムマシン開発に貢献した人物。それが私の聞かされたマキセ・クリスっていう人間よ。
You know, after hearing this, like, is there gonna be a confrontation with Kurisu now and Kurisu 2036? Like, something akin to Final Fantasy 8? Is that why she treats Kurisu like an enemy?
ならば俺がタイムマシンの父だな。
Let me guess. Since when am I gonna get married with you?
岡部倫太郎はテロリスト扱いされてる。結構有名。
Seriously? I'm a terrorist in the future?
私がセルンでタイムマシン開発に携わるっていうこと？信じられない。セルンは人体実験までしてるのよ。科学者の風上
chief duties. First, to acquire IBM 5100, the only computer that can access CERN's secret database. Second, to find promising scientists in the field of time travel and force them to cooperate with CERN or eliminate them if they will not.
やっぱりこの時代にもすでに存在してるんだね。私はずっとラウンダーの連中と戦ってたんだ。
汚れ役ってことはまさか誘拐とか暗殺とかも。
Kinda. Because like, that's what they did to Mayuri, you know? Sula looks at me with question in her eyes. I shake my head.
私の時代ではそういうこともしてた。今はまだそこまでしてないんじゃないかな。
Visibly relieved.
ねえ、あまねさん。あなたさっき、ジョン・タイターとして語ったことは、ほぼ全て事実だって言ったよね。
そうだよ。
ということは、あなたは世界の構造について把握してるっていうこと？エベレット・ホイーラーモデル、いわゆる多世界解釈で説明できるってあなたは書いていたはず。
あれはフェイク情報。セルンに目をつけられないためのカムフラージュ。
And?
本当の中に嘘を一つ混ぜると途端に全体が嘘くさく見えるんだ。
じゃあ把握はしてないのね。
してるよ。2036年ではさ、世界の構造は解明されてるんだ。多世界解釈じゃなかった。
Then?
本当に詳しく教えて。
アトラクタフィールド。
そう。岡部倫太郎にはメールで直接教えたよね。
それどんな解釈なの？
世界は世界線とアトラクタフィールドでできてる。
Sula walks over to Mayuri's sewing table and picks up a ball of red yarn. She holds one end of the yarn and drops the ball to the floor and then holds about a meter of the yarn in front of her face.
世界の構造はより糸みたいなものなの。
What happened to Daru
いく
and...
つもの可能性世界線が重ね合わせの状態になってて、常に無限個に枝分かれしてってるわけ。
What happened to Daru and Mayuri? They've been awfully quiet, you know. Are they still there?
全体を見ると一本に見えるけど、ミクロなレベルだとより細い糸が絡み合うように世界を構成してる。そして最終的にはそれらの細い糸は一つに収束する。経過は違うけど結果は同じになる。
それって決定論じゃないの？
近いかもね。でももうちょっとアバウト。多世界解釈とコペンハーゲン解釈のいいとこ取りって感じ。
分岐はするが結末は同じ。ということは世界は結局一つなのか。
Yeah, that's why that even though that Akiba didn't turn to a anime heaven, it yet somehow fairies and them still met up.
そういうことで、その収束範囲内にある世界線の束がアトラクタフィールド。アトラクタフィールドもたくさんある。
But think about it, you know, like maybe that the one that killed Kurisu was actually Suzuha, and then like, isn't that gonna screw up the timeline? Because like, you can't bring back, you know, somebody who's dead, okay? There's so many attractive
こ
fields.
のより糸はアトラクタフィールドアルファ。範囲内にあるのはアルファ世界線。
Suzuha then cuts meters length of blue, yellow, and white yarn.
青がアトラクタフィールドベータで、黄色がガンマで、白がデルタとして、それぞれベータ世界線やガンマ世界線やデルタ世界線を範囲内にたくさん内包してる。それこそ何億っていう数をね。アトラクタフィールドもこんな風にいくつも重ね合わせ状態になってる。それぞれのアトラクタフィールドごとでは起きる事象も収束する結果も違う。 干渉性は喪失してるわけ。それぞれが独立を保ってる。元を
So
たどれば一つだし、アトラクタフィールドもさらにマクロな視点で見れば収束するけど、そのスパンは何百年っていうレベルなんだ。
So
より大きな分岐と見ればいいかな。
are we going to find out the original timeline? You can think of the attractor fields as very long world lines.
エロゲに例えたらどういうこと？教えて、エロい人。
Let me guess. Something that if you choose to, your choices in A and B and stuff like that.
エロい人なんていない。
いや、エロゲに例えるのは間違っていない。ヒロイン個別ルートがアトラクターフィールドで、
Yep.
その中に出てくる
That's what I was
細かい
thinking.
選択肢がそれぞれの世界線だ。
If you go for A, you know the lolly girl or the blonde girl. Okay. If you go for, let's say for example, you stay at school, you spend time with her, or you go out with the blonde hair girl, going out and playing around town. That's the attractive feel.
しかし最後には必ずトゥルールートに入ってグランドエンディングを迎える。
That depends if you want to go for it.
共通ルートが長いか短いか、それが問題だ。ちなみに僕だったら、せっかくだから妹キャラのアトラクタフィールドを選ぶぜ。
勝手にしろ。
ダメだこいつら。早くなんとかしないと。
私にはそのエロゲってのがよくわかんないんだけど。
真剣に受け取らなくていいわよ。
Let me get this straight. The reason I can't say Mairi is that her death is the event upon which this attractive field converges. But that means the world is really killing Mairi.
でもさ、それじゃ未来を変えるなんて無理じゃね？結局収束しちゃうんでしょ？何をしたって結果は同じじゃん。
That's right. That's why Mairi dies no matter how many times I leap.
今私たちがいるアトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲外に出るの。
範囲外？
つまりアトラクタフィールドベータにあるベータ世界線に飛び移るってこと。
I think we're already in beta because, like I said, the original timeline is where, you know, Kurisu get killed, and that is probably like the action of Suzuha.
干渉できないんじゃ。
アトラクタフィールド同士が完全に分岐しちゃったらね。でもまさに分岐しようとしている瞬間なら。
分岐する瞬間、それが今だっていうこと？
ダイバージェンスが大きく変わる分岐点は2010年にあるって私は教わった。2000年や1991年並みのものすごい大分岐が起きて、アトラクタフィールドレベルで枝分かれするって。なんで2000年と1991年なの？どっちも世界規模の大きな事件があったじゃん。
What?
事件
2000 maybe, okay, the Twin Towers, right? Was it Twin Towers 1999 or was it 2000? What about 91?
1991年はソ連崩壊だ。
Oh.
だが2000年は2001年なら同時多発テロがあったか。
Okay, 2001.
2000年は2000年問題の年だよ。
Don't tell me it's the Y2K. Please don't tell me it's Y2K.
はあ？あれって騒がれた割には結局大した問題は起きなかったぞ。
Maybe it's for the IBM 5100. Maybe you know the Y2K problem happened for
そ
the.
れは今私たちがいるこのアルファ世界線が2000年問題が起きなかった可能性世界だから。
So in other words, there are other worlds where it did occur.
そして2010年。
Why?
今年って何か大きな事件起きたかな？
Will happen.
今年最大の事件は
Looks over the development room.
人類史上初のタイムマシン開発成功以外に何があるっての？あ、そっか、そうだよね、すごい。
もう一つ疑問が。
Kurisu keeps plowing ahead. I guess that's what makes her a scientist. Unlike
重
you.
ね合わせ状態にある世界線ってパラレルワールドってわけじゃないんでしょ。
違うよ。あくまで可能性世界線が同時に存在しているだけ。
そうだとして世界線間の観測はどうやるの？神の視点でも持たなきゃ無理なんじゃない？
普通ならね。でも
But don't tell me.
リーディングしたいなか。
Who else
そうい
have
う
it?
ネーミングなの？岡部倫太郎には世界線を越えて観測ができるっていう特殊な力がある。そうよね。
ああ、
それが鍵になる。君
Why?
の特殊な力が世界をセルンの支配っていう呪縛から解き放つ鍵。今の君は神に匹敵する存在なんだよ。
Not
俺
really.
の力が。
He's not omnipotent.
アトラクタフィールドアルファの範囲外、ベータ世界線へ到達すれば収束する結果も変わる。
I feel a shiver of excitement.
助けられるのか。
You can see if Mayuri Suza nods firmly. Then I must do it. I have no choice.
ちょっと待って。
What? However, it's not so enthusiastic.
本当に全部正しいの？天音さんの妄想が混じってる可能性は？
なに？妄想なんか混じってないよ。
落ち着け。別に喧嘩を売ってるわけじゃない。ただ疑問なのよ。そもそもどうしてあなたは岡部が持ってる力とか2010年の岡部や私がこの秋葉原にいるって知ってたの？
Didn't you hear earlier? She said that Okabe was kind of like, famous, infamous.
2017年生まれにしては詳しすぎじゃない？
Remember the father? She has a point. Everyone looks at Suza.
父さんの遺書にそうあった。
She's Will.
遺書ってどういうこと？私がタイムトラベルを決意したのは父さんの遺書を読んだから。父さんは私が所属してるレジスタンスの設立メンバーの一人で、セルンとは別にタイムマシンの研究をしてたの。未来を変えるための研究をね。でも
Don't change me.
父さんもセルンに殺されて、だから私は父さんの意志を継いでここにいる。
ごめんなさい。
Suza doesn't look at Kurisu. She still seems to have a grudge against her. Kurisu would never actively cooperate with SERN. I know that, but I just can't say it in front of Suza. For some reason, Suza really does see Kurisu as responsible for the problems of the future. But if that's the case, why doesn't Suza just kill Kurisu? Like I say, maybe she did, in the original timeline. Maybe she can't. Will lines converge? No matter how hard I struggle, Mayuri dies. Similarly, it may be impossible for Suza to kill Kurisu. No matter how much like I say, she might have killed her. Yeah, because we did found the satellite. How should I say this? The satellite was nicely parked on top of the Radicon. Suza clears his throat as if to change the subject.
2010年の秋葉原、ここでタイムマシンが作られたことでセルンのタイムマシン開発が加速した。
Ooh. Maybe she used the knowledge she have here and apply it to the CERN's one.
それを阻止する方向に歴史を導くことが必要なんだよ。
そしてどうやって？
セルンは俺たちの存在に気づいている。
How do we have that street? How do I say this? How does the lab have a straight line to CERN? That's clear from Moeka's attack.
原因は君たちが一番最初にタイムマシンを使った時のメールデータだと思う。父さん。
メールデータ？ハッキングがバレたのではなく？
だから僕のハッキングはバレてないって言ってんだろ。
でもメールデータって
Kurisu has been killed.
あれじゃないかな。クリスちゃんが死んじゃったっていうオカリンのメール。
Yes, right. The email I sent Daru right after Dr. Nakabaji's conference.
ああ、あれね。
Back then we hadn't realized that phone wave name subject to change was a time machine.
その時空を超えたメールもきっと捉えられてる。
Intercepted the email and realized what it meant.
あの時からもうバレていたと。
Come to think of it, the first time I met Moeka was the day after I sent that email.
泳がされてたんだな、僕ら。
マユシーはね、平泳ぎが得意だよ。
はいはい、水中 M 字開脚、水中 M 字開脚。
しかし一体どうやって補足を。メールなんて世界中で1日に何億という数が送られているんだぞ。
セルンはエシュロンのネットワークを利用して世界規模でタイムマシンについての情報を収集してるの。
Echelon? What the hell is that? It's an advanced signals interception system by United States. Isn't that... Well... I forgot what it is. Isn't that Prism? You know, like, if I'm not mistaken, who was it? Edward Snowden? He also mentioned something like similar to this. Okay? You know, I watch it just for fun. Like, when he did an interview with John Oliver. Like, there's like a quick rapid session. This kind of, he, you know, like explain all of these things. And funny thing is that to make the public understand, like they use dick pics as a method of explaining things.
エシュロンだと本当に実在していたのか。
As an expert on conspiracy, I understand the implication and they terrify me. No one else seems to get what Suzu's saying though. Also another thing is that Israel also has something like that similar, okay? And like they've actually like got a couple of prominent people, politicians over the world, how do you say, info on them.
セルンはさ、自分たち以外のタイムトラベル研究についてエシュロンで常にアンテナを張って監視してるんだよ。
For example, an email that appeared to have come from the future.
だから捉えられた最初のメールデータをセルンのコンピューターから消去しなきゃ。そうすればセルンは君たちには気づかない。タイムマシンが2034年に完成することもなくなる。それどころかタイムマシンの研究そのものが頓挫するかも。
Wait, the problem that is that in this timeline, they don't have the IBM 5100. Because like, if I'm not mistaken, okay, after Moeka sent, you know, the email, that thing's gone. Okay, so basically, in a sense, it's affected by that. You know, like, if we just need to get the IBM 5100. Okay, but where is it? Because they did mention that it's supposed to be at the shrine, but it seems like it, you know, it was donated to the shrine because the father, you know, Lukaku's father actually kind of remembers it, but can't find it.
でもセルンのデータベースはハックしたけど、それっぽいデータはなかったような。
IBM5100。
おお。
そうか。IBN5100 で構築されていたあのデータベースか。
あの中にきっとエシュロンから集めたデータが蓄積されてる。
So that's what it is.
誰よ。なぜもっと早く IBN5100 を使わなかったのだ。
Let's say we didn't get it. We didn't have it.
いや、使わなかったのだとか言われても、そもそも持ってないし。
何を言っている。俺が手に入れてきたではないか。
In a different timeline.
はい。
Right, that was on a different world line. On this world line, I never found the 5100.
私の役割はさ、君たちに IBN5100 を託すことなんだよ。
持っているのか？
Nope. She shakes her head.
1975年に行って手に入れる。
The year where IBM went to market. I knew because John Titor in 2000 said that was his mission. Was that John Titor's Suzuha too? Anyway, if Suzuha can get us an IBM 5100, then we can leave this attractive field and jump to Beta World Line, where SERN never find us and that their time machine is never completed. Mighty won't have to die.
よし、ならば善は急げだ。鈴葉には今すぐにでも1975年に飛んでもらおう。
Are you dumb? Are you dumb? You are the one that accompanied her, from the time machine, and she can't start it. Remember? Oh my god! Like I told you, he's not a mad scientist. He's just mad.
そうしたいのは山々なんだけど。
Suzuha bows her head apologetically. I look at her burned hand. She's hiding it from Mayuri and Daru, but I can see the blood staining my handkerchief. It hurts to look at. Maybe we should get her to see a doctor. Why didn't you? Okay, quickly go.
タイムマシンは壊れているんだったな。
Now you remember?
直せないの？
無理。私は父さんが作ったものに乗ってきただけだから。仕組みそのものはマニュアルを完璧に暗記してるけど。
But it doesn't mean she knows how to repair it, and there's no guarantee that a time machine from 2036 can be repaired with today's technology.
タイムリープマシンで遡るのは？天音さんのタイムマシンが壊れる前へ。
When
って
is
い
it
うか
broken?
タイムリープマシン使う気なん？実験しないってことでファイナルアンサーじゃなかった？
You already have to be. Oh yeah.
場合によっては使う。それで鈴葉よ、いつ壊れたかわかるか？
ううん。きっとこの前の深夜に降った雨だよ。マシンの中水浸しになってたから。密閉されてるはずなのに。
あんだけ派手にビルに激突してんだし、その時に穴でも開いたんじゃね？
あれは激突したんじゃないよ。座標計算にわずかな誤差があったせいであそこに出現しちゃっただけ。
That's what I say, is that she's supposed to be able to park it nicely on top of it.
あのマシンって結構不安定なんだよね。
それで雨が降ったのは何日だった？
10日の朝、夜明け前には降っていた。
The time machine can only cover 48 hours in a single leap, and the time leap was completed today, 2 p.m. That means we can't go further back in 2 p.m. on the 11th.
タイムリープマシンじゃ届かない。
I thought we had a glimmer of hope.
直す努力はしてみるべきだと思うわけだが。
そうだよ。タイムマシンならね、時間はあんまり関係ないもん。
Wait, think about it like this. People did saw, the time machine is trying to move. Like probably like there's going to be police going up there and check it out, and maybe like they're going to, SERN going to put their hands on it, and it's gonna like even distort the timeline even worse. Because I doubt that they are the only one that time travels. Like, are we ever going to see like SERN's time traveler? Like the Terminator stuff? You listen to Suzuha and I say nothing? We know. In less than 2 hours, Mayuri will die. It's already 5:30. There's barely enough time to sneak into Radical, let alone fix Suzuha's time machine. Maybe I should leave now to 2 p.m. on the 11th, then we'll have full 2 days to fix. But then Kurisu is not gonna fix, it's not gonna make the time leap machine. Like, in a sense, like, no way to help.
みんな、小腹が空いただろう。空いたはずだ。
いきなりなんぞ？
まゆしは腹ペコです。
The rounders are gonna come anytime soon. As expected of a glutton, I take a 10,000 yen bill out of my wallet.
マユリ、ダル、買い出しに行ってきてくれ。それを食べながら改めて対策を練ろうではないか。
オカリ、こんな大金どうするの？
これで買ってこいと言っているのだ。釣りはいらんというより全部使い切ってこい。
You know, even though that you are gonna time leap, the present you is still gonna go on, you know.
平然と1万円もおごってみせる。さすがオカリン、僕たちにできないことをやってのける。そこにしびれる、憧れる。
Mayuri and Daru live in high spirits. I knew the 10,000 yen bill would work.
クリスティーナ、それにタイターよ。
Why do you call her Titor? Just
タ
call
イ
her
ターっ
Susa.
て私のこと？
Who else?
他に誰がいる？
なんでいきなり呼び方変わんの？
タイターの中の人だからだ。
そうだけどさ。
Just call her Suzuha, okay?
無駄よ。岡部がまともに名前を呼ぶことなんてめったにないから諦めて。
そういえば私もバイト選手とかって妙な呼ばれ方しかされてなかった。
二人とも聞け。俺は11日の14時にタイムリープする。そこでタイターから改めて今の説明をしてもらう。その上で今のこの時間13日17時までにタイムマシンを修理する。
当てはあるの？
今から2時間もがくよりはマシという程度だ。直せなければ何度でも2日間を繰り返せばいい。
ごめん。
タイターよ、お前には必ず IBN5100 を手に入れてもらわなければならない。これはお前のためでも未来のためでもない。あくまでマユリを助けるためのミッションであることを忘れるな。
I think you're losing the bigger picture, man.
独善的だと言いたければ言えばいい。誰の指図も受ける気はない。
Kurisu and Suzuha give an encouraging nod in agreement.
よし、作戦開始だ。
作戦名は言わないのか？
This isn't game. So all of this time we're playing a game?
北欧神話でいいネーミング候補が見つからなかった？
なんで北欧神話？
深い意味はないと思う。あえて言うなら中二病患者はゲルマン系ネーミングが大好きだからってところじゃない？
そういえば私がいたレジスタンスでも作戦名はほとんどゲルマン系のネーミングだったな。なんでって聞いたらこれは伝統だとかなんとか言われた。
After 20 years, it's still the same.
26年後にも中二病患者っているんだな。
くだらない会話をしているな。
More like, you know, patient zero for it. There's no time for this nonsense. Kurisu sets up the time leap machine while Suzuha goes to turn on the 42-inch CRT. Well, before Mayuri returns, I leap. When I come to, I'm standing on with my phone in hand. While I wait for a ringing in my ears to subside, I check the date and time on my phone screen. I can only see the date. No, I can't see the time. See? Can't see it. This is the internet. Change setting, address book. Yeah, nothing. Alright, now I have 2 more days. As a matter of fact, I leapt twice. So first to 2 p.m. on the 13th when the machine was completed. From there, I leaped another additional 48 hours to the 2 p.m. on the 11th. It was my first consecutive leap, but it seems to have gone well. I immediately head downstairs to see Suza. I relieved to see that her hand isn't burned. When I explain my story, Suza races the karate gun to confirm my story. After she realizes that I'm telling the truth, I take her back to the lab and have her repeat the explanation she gave us before I time leap. We come to the conclusion that we all can do right now is try to best repair Suza's time machine.
じゃあ早速見に行ってみるべき。
Daru is unusually enthusiastic. I guess Suza's talk of attractive views and divergence and correcting history mistakes got his blood pumping.
ちょっと待って。
Mairi stops us as we are about to leave the lab.
ねえみんなもう一つ忘れてるよ。
クリス？
もう一つなんぞ？
すずさんのお父さんは今はどこにいるの？
Oh yeah! Alright, I thought Suza was lying about that. But when I turn to her, she looks away.
父さんのことはどうでもいいでしょ。どうでもよくないよ。それにタイムマシンを直すのに時間かかるんでしょ。だったらその間マユシーはすずさんのお父さんを探そうかなと思って。
Oh yeah, by the way, she said there's a bit of translation mistake here. It's not we should help, it's like I should help.
どう？
いや、しかし
When I show reluctance, Mairi pops out her cheek.
ああ、オカリンってばダメなんだよ。約束はね、ちゃんと守らなきゃ。
What promise?
この前約束したでしょ。すずさんのお父さんはみんなで探そうって。
Okay, we convince her to stay by promising to help her look for her father.
そうだったな。
あのね、すずさんがここに来たのはね、使命とかもあるけど、やっぱりお父さんに会いたかったからかなって思って。
And?
もしそうなら、マユシーは会わせてあげたいです。
Mairi feels that strongly about it. There's no way I can refuse.
椎名真由里、君っていい子だね。その通りだよ。この町に来れば会えると思ったの。父さんはさ、2010年に秋葉原にいたことは分かってるんだ。
本当にいるのか？
いるよ。失礼だな。この時代ならきっとまだ若くてかっこいいね。
名前はバレルタイターだったか。
Barrel Titor.
そう。ああ、外国人さん？多分日本人。バレルタイターはレジスタンス時代のコードネームだから、今の2010年の時点だとまだそう名乗ってないと思う。
So that's why Suza calls herself John Titor.
父さんの本名はさ、私
Oh, now that's depressing, man.
実の娘なのにね。
How old was he when he died? Suza looks like she's about to cry for an instant, but she quickly covers it up with a bitter smile.
教えてくれなかったし、聞かせてもらう前に死んじゃったから。
Can't you ask anybody around? Hearing that, I must realize how hellish the world she came from must
で
be.
は、アマネという名はどこから？
Oh. Oh, hello. Well, it's not Ohio for me, okay? Sorry I didn't tap out and check out earlier, okay? Because the resolution changed because I'm using a 1440p while the game is only 1080p.
母さんのせいだよ。
つまり手がかりはなし。
手がかり？あ、そういえば。
What thing? Suza claps her hands together and starts patting her pockets. A few seconds later, she reaches into one and pulls out
ピンバッジ？
I've seen Suza fiddling it with it before. It's just a regular pin, the kind you stick on the head or bag.
なんか書いてあるよ。
What's this? Osham is 7010.
これ父さんの形見なんだよね。
What is it?
形見。
誰ググってみろ。
Daru runs a search but only gets incomprehensible foreign sites.
父さんは秋葉原周辺にいたらしいからさ、海外のサイトは抜きにして考えていいと思う。
日本語で OK ってことか。
She narrows the search down to Japanese sites, but even then, none of the results looks relevant.
全然わかんねえ。
でもこれはきっとヒントになるよ。
With Suza's permission, I take a picture of the pin.
というわけで、すずさんのお父さん探しに賛成の人。
I want to argue there's no time for that, but Mayuri's right when she says that time machine won't be ready for a while. I guess there's no harm in letting her have her way. But then, who's gonna make the time leap machine? If you don't make the time leap machine, how can they, travel back in time? You know? Well, Okabe is what I'm trying to say. Okay. After all, there's no point running. Then not even with 2 days a head start. Even if I drag Mayuri to the ends of the earth, we wouldn't be able to escape her death. I know that now.
反対はしない。
おかりんありがとう。
So does Kurisu. It's decided. We'll help Suza find her father.
みんなサンキュー。でも私はあくまで1975年へ行くことを優先したい。それが父さんの意志だったからさ。ってなわけでタイムマシン修理のめどが立ったら父さんを探すのは諦めるってことでどうかな。それでいいの？そんだけ探して見つかんないならさ、つまり会える運命になかったってことだと思うし。
It's a relief to hear Suza say that. Why?
で、どうやって探すん？
ピンバッジしかヒントはないのだ。これを元にするしかないだろう。餅は餅屋とも言うし、マニアなショップを当たってみるか。
マニアなショップって？
秋葉にはマニア御用達のアンダーグラウンドなショップが数多くあるだろう。
Yeah. They do have quite a lot of it. It's hard to sneak into Radican in the daytime. There isn't a crowd up front like before, but pedestrian traffic remains constant. It takes us about 30 minutes to find a way in. Chris is back at the lab, working on the time leap machine. It needs to be completed by 2 PM on the 13th. If she's late, it could affect my ability to time leap, which would lower my chances of saving Mayuri. Speaking of Mayuri, she wandered off somewhere in search of Suzusa's father.
どうだ？
I called to Daru, who's examining the flooded satellite. I mean the time machine, while Suza and I keep a lookout. Daru crawls out of the time machine. She's covered in sweat and his breathing is heavy. We quickly pull out his huge body out. The time machine is completely visible from the street. If someone were to see us up here, they might report us to the police. It's been 2 weeks since the satellite appeared, but Akiba still has tourists who come just to see it. We need to take care not to be noticed.
この中、むちゃくちゃ熱い件について。蒸し風呂ってレベルじゃねえぞ。この炎天下でマシンの中にいたら干物になるね、マジで。
Well, it is supposed to be airtight, you know.
ちなみにこのマシン、バランス崩して下に落ちたりしないよな。
The time machine is balanced precariously on the ledge, but the police have hooked it up with support wires, so Daru probably has nothing to worry about.
治りそう？
い
When
や
are they going to
ま
move
だ
it?
確証はないけど。でもさ、ちょっと触ってみて気づいたんだよね。
What is it?
これってなんか電話レンジと似てるかもって。
Why?
じゃあ直せる可能性もあるんだな。
いや、だから確証はないって。もうちょっと調べないと。
誰よ、スーパーハッカーよ。全てはお前の腕にかかっていると言っていい。世界を救ったスーパーハッカー。お前は2036年においてタイムマシンの母、
Oh,
マキセ・クリスに代わり
hello. Give me a second. I
人
think I
々から
my
崇め
my.
立てまつられることになるだろ
Okay, give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I. Okay. The thing is, I changed my what? Monitor a couple of days ago, and I haven't matched up with the rest. Okay, like there's bound to be like this kind of things happen. Because my old one is like 1080p. Now I'm using 1440p. Okay. By the way, hello. Okay.
ハカーじゃなくてハッカーって言えっつってんだろう。
う。とにかく2日で何とかしてくれ、ダル。
I place my hand on Daru's shoulder and look straight into his eyes.
お前だけが頼りなんだ。
自信はないよ。そもそもなんで2日なん？
それは
If failed, then you have to start again. Oh, am I ready?
2日後がさ、リング得意点を作るのに一番いい気象条件なんだよ。それを逃すとあと1年は次のチャンスがないわけ。
そうだ、そういう
2日で直せとか無茶言うなっつーの。
ならばそんなお前にフェイリスと1日デートできる権利をやる。やってくれるな。
いいですとも。
Great, now I just need to figure out how I'm going to convince fairies. OSHM A 10010. We are searching for something with the cryptic logo as this mysterious pin. Honestly, I didn't think it would be this difficult. Akiba has plenty of niche stores, but they're all for electronic goods and PC parts. There aren't that many selling accessories like Suzuka's pin. We check every one we can find, but come out with empty-handed. None of the store employees have any idea where it came from either. We even checked nearby neighborhoods like Ueno and Asakusa and nothing. By the way, I went to a Japanese language school in Ueno, and Asakusa is basically like famous for their temple, okay? And basically Asakusa is it's a huge tourist spot. Suzuha and I returned to the lab with heavy hearts.
おかえり。
Okay. Kurisu emerges from the development room to greet us. She's alone.
その顔じゃ成果はなしか。
ダルは
戻ってない。暗くなったし直接帰ったんじゃない？
It's too dark to work at Radican now. We can't use slides because that would be too conspicuous to the people below. Mayuri isn't around. Is she making any progress in the search for Suzuha's father?
なんか悪いね。こんなことしてる場合じゃないのにさ。
お前のためではない。すべてはマユリを助けるためだ。
I start up Daru's computer and searching the net for communities of people who collect unique pins. I investigate tomorrow based on the information I find. There's a pin collecting group on a site called Free-Para, where everyone shows off their collections. I post there and asking for information. I'm sleeping on the couch when an alarm rings in my ears.
セルンの襲撃。
I jump up and see Kurisu and Suzuha. Kurisu is holding out her phone. That's the source of the sound.
Good morning.
Her sour expression says it's not good at all. I wish she put herself in my shoe and see what it's like to be woken up so suddenly like that. I checked the time on my phone. 7 a.m.
起こしてくれたのか。助かる。
別にモーニングコールしたわけじゃない。
岡部倫太郎に見てほしいものがあってさ、起こしてもらったの。
What? Oh yeah. Okay, if I'm not wrong, when we first, the earliest recollection that I have is like 0.45 or 47 something. Okay, like Lukaku's gender change thing also changed it, but it went quite down. And they say like they wanted to get it. If you can get it to 0.5, then we go on to the next stage. Okay, something like that.
これは
ダイバージェンスメーター。今私たちがいるこの世界線がどこなのかを数値で表すことができるんだよ。
0.337187。
私がもともといた2036年の世界線を 0% とした数値だから、あくまで相対的なものなんだ。
作ったのか。
Dad?
2036年から持ってきた。
うん。これはニキシー缶だな。いいセンスだ。未来ガジェット9号に認定したいぐらいだ。
Wait. So this is a time machine again, so she brought it. So like this is in a sense is our observer, okay? You remember like the only person that can detect is Okabe with his reading Steiner, okay? But this is like a second set of eyes, you know.
こ
In a
れ
sense.
一体どういう仕組みなの？世界線の数値化なんて可能とは思えない。
Suza shrugs.
私もわかんない。
わからない。
これ作ったの誰か知ってる？
Apa?
君だよ、岡部倫太郎。
What? He made it?
あ、
君が作った。確か今から11年後ぐらいに君の持ってる特殊な力を応用させたらしいよ。
How?
そうなのか。
このメーターがあれば岡部以外でも世界線の変動を確認できる、そういうことか。
Yeah, but they need to know the the divergence number, and like whenever they change, how can you remember how can you remember it? Because like in a sense that only he can, know.
違う違う。多分ここに表示されてる数値が
Now
変化
see,
して
that's what I'm trying to say.
それに気づけるのは
See?
岡部倫太郎だけ。
But at least like he can explain like, okay, I'm not joking. Okay, the last time was 0. Like 0.4. Now it's 0.3. Something like that.
は？それじゃあ意味ないじゃない。もっとまともなもの作りなさいよ、岡部。
Chris's complaint and look at the meteor again. This is something I made. 15 years have passed since I completed it. 11 years have passed before I completed it. It's a strange feeling.
これの仕組みは作った本人しか知らない。だから知りたかったら11年待つしかないかな。そうすれば自分で答えを見つけられるはずだから。
2021?
俺と会ったのか。
She did say I was an infamous terrorist in 2036. For some reason, Suzu's expression darkens momentarily.
一度もないよ。
Why?
そうか。で、
Is he so big?
このメーターを今
And
こ
why
こ
does
で
she
俺
have
に見せ
it?
た意味は。
Then what's the point of you like, there's more than one? Maybe she took it?
メーターの数値が 1% を超えたとき、君はベータ世界線にたどり着いたことになる。
How do you know?
1%。
そう、1% を突破さえできたら椎名真由里は助けられるっていうこと。
I stare at the glowing red numbers. They don't budge. Just another 0.6. It seems so easy. But there are 6 digits after the decimal point. No, and no tens place. What does that mean? Something tells me that it won't be easy as it looks.
これは君にあげる。どうせ私が持ってても意味ないしね。有意義に使ってよ。
I know that you made time, the time loop machine, but don't forget, you still the D mail, you know. Based on recommendation of BBS thread, I spent the morning visiting stores in Akiba. My destination runs the gamut from otaku stores packed with anime goods to souvenir shops full of Olympic memorabilia. I even visited a few that specialize in locally manufactured goods. But although I hit just about every kind of store that could be considered niche, I'm unable to find anything that resembles Suzu's spin. Maybe I should just go all the way to Ikebukuro or Nakano. Nakano is in a sense like, if I'm not mistaken, it's a very office place, if I'm not wrong. Ikebukuro they do have like a couple of like street stall. Like I went there, but no, just maybe a couple of times. I start heading back to the lab, but just then a street vendor catches my eye. The storekeeper is a foreigner covered in tattoos. The table next to him is covered with accessory and other fashion items. This is the first time I have seen such a stylish street stand in Akiba. Most vendors sell random junk. It's not like I have anything to lose, so I walk over and check out the selection. Among the various accessories, I see a number of metal pins. What a coincidence, could he have a pin like Suzuha? I don't see any OSHM A7010 logo on any of the display accessories, but I better ask just to be sure. He's a foreigner, so maybe I should use English. I doubt they most probably like picked up Japanese as well. If not, how can they sell this stuff? Like in Japan, they are basically homogeneous, you know. Like basically all Japanese, and you need Japanese to survive there. Well, unless you're living in a high, you know, in middle of Tokyo. I quickly look away. Damn, he must think I'm a coward. Better get this over with.
Hey, master! I am mad scientist. So cool! Son of a bitch!
はい、何ですか
Let's go through it one more time.
Hey, master! I am mad scientist. So cool! Son of a bitch!
はい、何ですか
Oh my god. Oh my god. I was hoping for more of a reaction.
ちょっと聞きたいことがある。
And by the way, I won't say it's totally, you know, off of Japanese. Basically that's their reaction when they have to speak English. Like if they have to initiate it, and like, yeah, I won't say. There's a couple of times where they see my name that is not, you know, Japanese, and they brace themselves, you know, and then like when they try to open up their mouth and like, you know, you speak something like very. If another one would probably be like if you watch one of the trailers for Ryuga Gotoku, basically Yakuza Like a Dragon, you know, the 7th series, the turn-based one. Okay, there's also a scene about it like this. Okay, I would say that is quite apt. Okay, and they're like, oh, you can speak. They was like, oh, you can speak to me in Japanese. 日本語でいいよ。Oh, そうか。And then after that, they calm themselves down. I take a photocopy of Suzuha's pin out of my pocket.
これに見覚えが
The man stares at it for a while, then shrugs and shakes his head in the exaggerated manner typical of Westerners.
これの出所が知りたい。調べることはできないか
ああ、思い出し。Sorry、ちょっと難しいですね。
What is he saying?
By the way、これはどこで手に入れたものなんですか
それを知りたい。報酬は出す。
ごめんなさい。
Well, it's not bad. It looks like this is another dead end. Just in case, I give him my contact information and ask him to contact if he get in touch if he found out anything. Then I turn to leave.
岡部倫太郎
Why is she here? Suzuha's standing at a short distance away. She's holding a drink. It's my favorite, Dr. P. No wait, that's Cola.
Please 飲む
I accept the offer and quench my thirst while leaning on the roadside fence. Last time I saw her, Suzuha was on her way to Kanda to continue research. How long has she been standing there?
成果は
なしそれよりさっきの英語何なんかバカっぽかったそうクールってこの時代だとああいう英語が標準なの
No.
そんなわけあるか。
そうなんだ。じゃあ岡部倫太郎オリジナルか。私の生まれた時代にはさ、海外旅行なんてなかったからよくわかんないんだよね。
Okay.
海外旅行がない？
Why?
行ったことがないではなく。
Oh, I doubt that the airline companies are gonna be happy with that.
そう、旅行なんて娯楽はなかったな。渡航許可はめったに下りなかったし、だから
Tokugawa shogunate closed the country to the west. It's not like CERN set international relations back hundreds of years. Perhaps that's why there's no war in Suzuka's time. It's hard for conflicts to emerge when the races and cultures can't interact. If that's the case, what would happen to like in America, these countries that have diverse basically diverse ethnic background? Like, well, if that's the case, what about India right now? Even if India it's homogeneous, there's still tensions brewing, between the religions factions, especially with the Hindus right now. Anyway, there's no point in thinking about the distant future now. We need to come up with a new plan. The sunlight beats on my head, making it hard to think. I feel like I'm standing in a sauna. Why does the sun hate me so much? Shining in the center of the sky like he owns the damn place. Damn it, why can't we find any information on that pin? Now it's supposed to be summer, but I live on the equator, so like every day is the same. Every day is the same temperature roughly. But recently, it's like it started to rain a lot. Like it's the rainy season. It's not a fixed date or fixed period, but from there's been a lot of rain recently. Okay, we are kind of affected a bit by the northern side. Okay. As long as Naru fixes the time machine, nothing else matters. So why do I feel bad about my lack of progress? I really don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated at my own powerlessness. I can't save Mayuri. I can't fix Suza's time machine. I can't even help Kurisu with time leap upgrade. So what am I good for? I got an idea. Learn it. Okay, for example, the most important one is Kurisu's time leap machine. Help her. And then later on, when you want to time leap, be like, okay, come, I'll do this. I do this part, you do this part. God dang, do I need to teach you that? The only thing I can do is help Suzuha to find a father?
もしかして近年中に作られるピンバッジなんだろうか。まだできていないとか。
Suzuha stretches, then looks at me with a calm smile.
やっぱさ、父さんとは会えない運命なんだって。こんだけ探してもないんだから、もう無理無理、全然無理だね。
I feel a surge of anger at her words. Here I am stewing in self-loathing and she acts like it doesn't matter.
諦めるのか。まだあと1日残っているぞ。
何怒ってんの？
She's just being considerate towards you. Did you fail interpersonal relations? Do you need me to teach you? I'm teaching it, by the way, in my college right now.
みんなお前のためを思って頑張っているのだと分かっているのか？
And you think that she's not doing this for you?
俺だってマユリを助けることを何より優先したいんだ。それでもお前はラボメンであり仲間だ。その仲間が困っているから助けたい。そんなマユリの気持ちを汲んでこうして探しているのに。
Man, you're a narcissist, man.
お前が真っ先に諦めてどうする？
怒鳴んないでよ。
If you were the one who said that, then what about you? You went through this. That's why, like you pour your hearts out to Kurisu. How can you be saying that? This is exactly what she's going through. Can you at least be, considerate?
あまり俺を萎えさせるな。
I tell myself to calm down. This is just my own feelings of impotence boiling over. There's no time for this.
悪かったよ。でも君さ、言い方が上から目線すぎると思うよ。
Yep. No, okay, what she says that, the way you talk is like you're looking down on us. It's more accurate. I realize that we have an audience. Some pedestrians are grinning at us, like they think we're some bickering couple or something. I take a deep breath.
言い過ぎたのなら謝る。
It's too awkward to make eye contact, so I look around, pretending to think.
さて、これからどうするか。
Okay, I wonder how the other lab members are progressing. Especially, I consider about Daru. Depending on the situation, he might need some relief. He's been working in that heat for hours, so maybe we should bring him something cold to drink. And then there's Mayuri. She's been working alone, trying to find some information on Suzuha's father. If I close my eyes, I can still recall her death in every detail. I resist the urge to pound my head against the wall. Although we still have over 24 hours before that happens, I still can't help but worry about leaving her alone. But currently, all I can do is search for that pin. We decided to try Ikebukuro as our last stop for today. It would be nice to visit home, but I don't have the time. And besides, Suzuha's with me. We've never met his parents, you know. Our search turns up nothing. Isn't good.
そういえば、
What? I try stirring up a conversation. I should get her to talk about the future. After all, she is a time traveler. This is a once in a lifetime chance. I remember how shocked Kurisu was to learn that she only lived to be 44. And I was told that I would become a terrorist.
2036年では、俺は本当に有名なのか。
テロリストとしてね。
そうか。それで、俺は一体どんなテロ行為を？
セルンに反逆したの。君はさ、私が所属してたレジスタンスの設立メンバーの一人だったんだよ。私の父さんと同じくね。
Wait. You didn't say that earlier? Don't you think that's important? Oh god, I'm surrounded by idiots! I helped found the resistance. I guess it makes sense, given what we've been going through now. Suzuha is from the future of this timeline where Mayuri is doomed to die, and where SERN forces Kurisu to build a time machine. In such a future, how could I not rebel against SERN? Rebellion against the system, destruction of order, a new age of chaos. Weren't those my ambitions as a mad scientist?
くだらない。
くだらない？
マユリを助けることもできず、のうのうと生き続けた挙句に、そんな中二病みたいな真似をしているなんてな。
Then stop saying trivial stuff. P, that's easy. Capiche?
世界に自由を取り戻そうとする勇敢で立派な志だと思うけど。
Suzuha is part of the resistance I formed. Does that mean she's my subordinate in the future?
俺はどんな男だった？
だから私は会ったことないって言ったでしょ。
そうだった。
Okay.
うん。君はさ、セルンに殺されたの。2025年に。
Oh. I was killed by the same people who killed Mayuri. They had no reservation about murdering an innocent girl. I doubt they would hesitate to kill a terrorist.
もっと早く教えとくべきだったかも。
Kinda.
わかるでしょ？未来を変えないとさ、君はあと15年で死んじゃうんだ。
Wait, so in other words, like, how did she get, that divergence meter? Like, it's basically useless after he died. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense.
椎名真由里も助からない。君も助からない。マキセ・クリスは無理やりセルンに協力させられてる。ラボメンはみんな不幸になってるんだ。
What about Lukako?
だろう。
彼の名前は聞いたことないな。ウィザード級ハッカーの伝説
Oh, come on!
ちらっと聞いたことがあるけどね。
Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Okay, we basically know who the hell it is now, right? We already know it, right? Right? Do you need to spell it out? It's like, God damn, I'm really surrounded by idiots.
そもそもウィザード級ってどういう意味なのかすら知らないけど。
I can imagine Daru slowly initiating himself into every corner on the internet until he becomes a godlike virtual presence and not even CERN can comprehend. Come on. Come on. Come on, get that hamster brain of yours working, man.
とにかくさ、君たちだけを見ればこんな未来ってないよね。だからなおさら私が IBN5100 を手に入れてきて未来を変えなきゃって思ってる。
Get those hamsters brain working!
この時代に来るまでは君たちは遠い存在だったけど、今ではなんとかしたいんだ。
The brain! Use the brain!
助かる。お前はこれからも永遠にラボメンだ。
サンキュー。
Are you sure I can finish the time lead in a day? We still haven't found our lifter substitute, remember? I can complete the upgrade without it. It's a 42-inch CRT. It occurs to me that I forgot to tell about the 42-inch CRT. Our lifter is the 42-inch CRT downstairs. The electrical discharge phenomena occurs when it turns on, so don't worry about it. Just finish the upgrade. Wait, so you're gonna carry that 42-inch CRT there? Time is quickly running out. Is there anything more that we can do? It's early evening, but the roof of Radican is still hotter than hell. When I provide Daru with the refreshing gift of Dr. P, a frown appears on his sweaty face.
ここはキンキンに冷えたカロリーゼロのコーラだろう。常識的に考えて。
What are you, Trump? You know, funny thing about Trump is that, you know, like, basically, like, he eats a lot, and then like, oh, I'm watching my diet. Coke Zero. I forgot he's a cola guy. No sense of letting it go to waste. I drink the product. And you expect him not to? Daru and Suzuha start discussing the time machine. Mayuri and I watch from a short distance away.
ねえねえオカリン、あの人工衛星がタイムマシンだったなんてびっくりしたね。
ああ、そうだな。
I thought that Titor's time machine was the car, a 1970s Chevy. It never occurred to me to suspect the satellite. Maybe that's why, you know, like, she did say like she lied a couple of key information. I should have known better to take anything for granted. In retrospect, the satellite was suspicious from the start. Not only had appeared out of nowhere, but Titor only started posting afterward. I'm disappointed myself for not realizing the connection.
ビルに突き刺さっちゃってるけど、すずさんが無事でよかったね。
It's airtight. I doubt it was nothing like a crash. It's probably like appeared there, displacing the wall, which then collapsed around it. After all, time machine isn't self-propelled. It doesn't fly.
あれって操作がとっても難しいんだって。
I doubt it. I guess she heard
重
that
力
from
うんたらかんたら装置の座標がちょっとでもずれるとね、タイムマシンごとゼリーマンになっちゃってプルンプルンかなんだそうです。
That's scary. But now that makes me wonder, okay? If she fails, she's gonna turn to a jelly man. Now, if that's the case, okay, when she's time traveling, is there a chance that, you know, like, it's gonna like, you know, come up in two different outcomes? One is the one she turned to a jelly man. Another one is that she successfully, you know, time travel. Is there a chance for that to happen?
しかもね、あのタイムマシーンってセルン製じゃないからあんまり安定してないって。1975年に行く時が心配だな。二人乗りだったらね、一緒に行ってあげられたのにね。
お前が一緒に行ってどうするのだ？
Yeah, she's gonna get an IBM 5100. Most probably it's in Japan. So like, I was thinking like, if she went to America, what can she do?
決まってるよ。すずさんの手をギューって握ってね。大丈夫。マユシーが一緒だから大丈夫だよって応援してあげるの。
Something tells me that won't be much of a help.
ねえねえオカリ、あのタイムマシンって名前はついてるのかな？
名前か。
That's the least of what I want to know about the time machine. Time permitting, I like to spend a whole day picking Suza's brain. I'm pretty sure John Titor's time machine had a model number. But the John Titor from 2000 might not have been Suzuha. There was no John Titor in 2000 in this world line after all. Although I suppose it's possible that Suzuha will drop by 2000 after traveling to
気になる
1975.
ならタイターに直接聞けばいい。
そうだね。マユシーうっかりしてたよ。
Mairi giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha. She comes back quickly.
名前あった。
Let me guess. A very chunibyo-ish name.
どんな名前だったんだ？
FG204 なんとかなんとかだって。
FG204?
っていうかね、ダル君とスズさんって結構お似合いだと思わない？
Oh my god, don't. Setting aside that the possibility that they can be, parents and, they are blood related. Because remember, wizard class hacker, okay? Blaming that aside, she's not born yet. She's not supposed to be born yet, okay? Well, I think Daru won't be mind with, but yeah, now.
はあ？
Mari's jumping all over the place today. I look at Daru and Suzuha
お
again.
似合いか？ダルはそもそもフェイリス萌えなのだぞ。
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
あ、そっか。
She tilts her head to
そう
side
な
side.
のかな。
Good grief. Mari and I aren't of any use. I would prefer to leave Daru and Suzuha to it and resume the search for Suzuha's father, but Mayuri seems happy just sitting there. We don't have any leads on the pin or its owner. Maybe just 2 days aren't enough. No, that's quitter's talk. Like I told Suzuha, I don't want to give up. Besides, even if we don't get the information we need to this time, I can time leap machine to repeat these 2 days until we do.
そういえばマユリ、コス作りはどうした？
There's only a few more days until Komima. I remember Mayuri pulling all-nighters to get her costume done. Has that changed?
あのね、もう2着はできてるよ。楓ちゃんと吹雪ちゃんの分。
Then who's one
3
for
着目はルカ子に来てもらうためのものだったか。
そうなんだけどね。ルカちゃんが説得できなかったから今回は諦めたの。
But she did made it. Wait, don't tell me that this is also going to be a part of it. Like, not making a costume for Lukako is going to like affect the divergence point.
ねえねえ、マユシーもタイムマシンもっとよく見てきていいかな。
ダルたちの邪魔はするなよ。
は
Mayuri beams happily, then runs to the time machine. She's acting like this is a field trip. Behind her, the sun glows dark and orange on the horizon. It's quite a view from up here. After a few minutes watching the sunset in silence, I realize that Suza is standing beside me. She must have come over as Mayuri left. Our shadows are long and murky.
橋田至ってすごいね。タイムマシンさ、突貫工事とはいえうまくすると明日には直せるかもって。
ダルの実力は折り紙付きだ。
見た目は不節制そうで冴えない感じなのにね。
見た目で判断するな。
Yep.
うん、考えを改める。あのさ、今言わないと機会を永遠に逃しちゃいそうだから。
Is this going to be a confession?
なんだ、大げさだな。
私さ、君たちには本当に感謝してるんだ。初めてこの時代に来た時、私の知ってる人は誰もいなくて、戦ってばっかりだった私の時代とは全然違ってて、この時代の方がすごく平和なのにさ、なんだか私にとってはすごく怖かった。でもさ、今こうして自分の全てを晒せる友達、仲間ができた。私が生まれる前に生きていた人たちと出会えて、私のためなんかにみんな頑張ってくれてる。それってとっても奇妙で、だけどとっても嬉しいんだよね。その気持ちは本当だから。
Is this a confession? Wistful, why? I tried to speak, but she continues before I
こ
can.
の時代に来ることができて、君たちと同じ時間を過ごせて、私本当に楽しかった。っていうか、君たちみんな揃いも揃って我が強くて、癖があっていろいろと濃すぎて、最初はなんだこいつらなんて思ってたけどさ、いつの間にか君たちといる時間が楽しくなってたよ。
But we still need to save the future, okay? We still need to save the future.
2036年はさ、とっても平和で喧嘩すら起きないんだ。知ってた？
知るわけがない。俺は2036年まで生きていないからな。
そっか、ごめん。とにかくさ、喧嘩すら起きない、およそ争いって名のつくものは、ミクロなものからマクロなものまで全部消えちゃった。その代わりみんな死んだ魚みたいな目をしてた。誰も覇気がなくて、歩く足はズリズリってすり足で、笑いはするけど怒ったり悲しんだりはしなくて。
Well, basically, like they kind of accept that as their reality.
個性なんて誰も持ってなかった。みんなロボットみたいだった。この前君が私にすごく怒ったでしょ。
Remember that, that Okabe died in 2025? I wonder how did he survive the 11 years after that, wow, 2 years survive after that, and the resistance.
あの時さ、すごくびっくりして、すごくショックだったんだけど。
変なやつだな。
確かに。
Suza looks at the time machine. Daru and Mayuri are standing next to it, talking cheerfully about something or another.
君のラボに出入りしてるみんなは生き生きしてて、すごく眩しい。
She didn't say envy. She says so bright.
椎名まゆりも橋田至も牧瀬クリスも、それに君も。
何をバカな。
There's no enviable about me. I'm worthless. I can't even save Mayuri.
私もみんなみたいになりたいって思ったよ。
Be more like you, be like everyone else, okay? Not you.
俺からすればお前こそすごいと思うぞ。
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいかも。こうして頑張れてるのも君たちと会えたおかげ。ほんのちょっとでもラボメンの一員になれてよかった。
She smiled, then a soft, sad smile that tears at my heart. Oh, that tears at my heart. What does it mean?
ほんのちょっとの間でも君たちと一緒にいられてよかった。
鈴葉？
岡部倫太郎、きっと未来を変えてね。今み
どうしたんだ？なぜそんなに感傷的なのだ？
Well, it is sentimental. Does she not want to go to 1975? I mean, she's got the time machine, so can't she just come back afterwards? Even as I think of it, I realize how wrong I am. Of course. When Suza completes her mission and brings us the IBM 5100, the world line will change, the future will be rewritten, and the 2036 she knows will cease to exist. To hear her describe it, the future is an awful place, but even so, it was her home. She has friends there, I'm sure, comrades in arms and memories of her father, Barrel Titor. All of that will be lost to her forever. No wonder she's getting sentimental. Because like, in a sense, she's gonna disappear, or have no place to return.
また盛大に宴会を開こう。
Thank you.
So where will she go? Well, basically she's gonna live out the rest in the timeline that she chose. And yet she's still smiling that sorrowful smile. Afterwards, I hit the streets again in search of the pin. But the day ended without a single lead, so I reluctantly returned to the lab and tried searching the internet. A couple of hours later, and still no luck. So far, I've accomplished absolutely nothing. My frustration is mounting. Okay, I think I should end it here because it's been 2 hours, and I'll continue this tomorrow, okay? So tomorrow my plan is, okay? So tomorrow is actually a public holiday here in Malaysia. So I'm basically quite free, but I do have some things that I need to do. So what I'm thinking is that morning I'll be playing Persona 4, and then like later in the evening, maybe at 5 p.m. okay, I'll be playing well, maybe 5 p.m. I'll be studying Japanese. Okay, I just got my JLPT N1 books the other day. Okay, and I think I will do a study stream for like an hour or two, and then later at 10, you know, I'm gonna have Steins Gate again. Okay, so that's my plan for tomorrow. That's okay, but I can say that what's confirmed is, you know, the Steins Gate and the Persona 4. The study one, I'm not sure, but I need to do some preparation a bit. Okay, and from now on, I think I'll put in like study stream every so often. Okay, but next 2 weeks will be quite busy for me, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so for now, I think I'll end the stream now, and then I'll see you all, you know, in the morning. So like now it's midnight. Okay, probably like I'll stream Persona 4 in like 9 hours time. Okay, yeah. So that's it for now. I'll see you all later. Okay, bye bye.